Welcome to the first video in the I Already Bought Tickets Road Gig Comedy Tour Vlog series. Needs a shorter name, but I don't have it at the moment, so that's what we got. My name is Omri Hanania. I've been doing comedy for about 6 years. I've been performing in New York for about 4. I'm passed at a couple clubs around. I've toured the Northwest and the South. And this year I decided to challenge myself to do 12 different cities. Essentially, the last week of each month, I'm going to be performing comedy in a different city in the U.S. Most of them are going to be kind of close to where I'm at because I don't have that much money, but I hope to be going to L.A. and Austin. So this is my public attempt to keep myself honest in that endeavor more than anything else. I am doing this because this is something that I can do. A lot of us have creative dreams, and those of us that do know that a lot of it is just kind of waiting and hoping that people notice you, whether it's an audience or a booker of a show or a club or a venue or whatever it is. And this is an objective, quantifiable thing that I can do, that I can control, that I can make better simply by throwing myself into it. And and I don't know if this happens in other creative endeavors, performance or whatever, but when you're an out-of-towner, you get a lot of grace and a lot of let me put you on my show on the assumption that one day I will be in New York and you'll be able to help me out. That is kind of how comedy works. And this is my way of trying to make sure that I do as much comedy as possible in the year to come and the years to come, whatever it is. So this is what this tour is all about. This is about me forcing myself to go on the road so that I can do more of this thing that I love doing more than anything else. I'm very excited for it. And here, what we will do on this channel for the next year or so is I will be posting hopefully weekly progress and what I'm doing and how I'm doing. And if you take that and you watch that just because you're a comic and you want to know what it is that I'm doing and how I'm doing it, maybe you want to do a similar thing, that's great. And if you're doing it because you're in a different performance art and you want to know if this will work for you, that's also great. If you're doing this just because you're a person that likes watching people do stuff, and this is kind of like the guy who cleans lawns for free, that's also great. If by the end of this year this channel has 3 more subscribers than it has now and no one has watched it, and this is just me talking into my camera, that is also fine. Because my goal here right now is not to get a lot of followers or subscribers or whatever for making a comedy tour. My goal is to make a comedy tour. And yes, there is a part of me that thinks that if this blows up, it will be easier to do that comedy tour. That is the goal of this channel, is to force myself to be honest about the work that I'm putting in to my dreams and my goals and my aspirations, and on an off chance, maybe it'll make them easier. Who knows? That's what we're doing here. If you're going to watch, that's great. If you're not going to watch, I'm not going to keep you. This is what you're getting in this channel. Now, let's get into it. Let's see what I've already done. Let's see what I plan to do. Let's see what has already happened and what I hope will happen. So the first thing that I did to create this tour is going to sound funny, but it is the decision to do this. Because I'll tell you a little secret. I've been saying that I want to go on the road more every year for the past 3 years, basically since the last time I came back from an extended tour. So the first decision I had to make this happen was to double down. And after that decision to actually do the thing that I want to be doing is to create systems that keep me honest. Part of it is this, because if at the end of the year, the only video I've uploaded is this video right now, I'll be very angry with myself for good reasons, because I didn't follow through on something that I promised myself I would do, right? So those two decisions, after those decisions, everything else gets much easier, because after that, everything you have to do is just to like put in the work. All right. And putting in the work in this context means figuring out which cities I want to go to and when, and then start researching those cities. I decided for no reason in particular, the first city I'm going to do is Boston in February. So here's what I did. I went online and I looked up comedy clubs in Boston. I made a list of all of those. And then I went on Eventbrite and I looked up comedy show in Boston. I made a list of 28 shows in Boston. I went into each one of those shows and found out what's the best way to reach out to them. For some, it was a show Instagram. For some of them, that show Instagram had a producer Instagram attached to it, so I reached out to both of them. Some of them had websites. Some of those websites had email addresses. If they had an email address, I reached out to that one as well. If that website had an open submission form, I also put in an open submission form. I wrote a general DM of what I'm going to be sending people that I then tailored a little bit for each person. And I went DMing. At this point, I had made a list of probably about 35, 37, maybe 40 people. The list that I now have is north of 65 because I reached out to about 40 people between venues and shows and producers. And I think out of the first 45 messages I sent, I got 4 responses. Those 4 responses, first of all, put me on 4 shows, which is fantastic. That's already a great start. But then when those people respond, you say, hey, thank you so much. Can you think of someone else that I can reach out to? And most people are nice. And most people send you the contacts of their friends or shows that they know are being run regularly in the city. And that's how the list got from like 40 to above 65. So where we're at now is I've reached out to about 65 people in Boston. I think that over the next couple of weeks, that number might hit about 100. That's kind of what I'm aiming for right now. My goal was to hit 5 shows in the week that I'm there. Now that I've already hit 4, I think that the equivalent of 1 show a night is not out of the question, which would be great. 7 shows in 7 nights would be amazing. I also found a place to crash for free for a week, which is amazing because that means I get to save like $500 or something, which is great. Here's what I still need to do over the next 6 weeks or so. I need to investigate club lineups for leads. This is a tip that I got from an older comic, which was hit up the hosts of shows and clubs. They usually have some say. And now, if that's bad advice, tell me. But I think that'll work. I need to figure out travel. Am I going to get there bus, train? Am I going to rent a car and drive to Boston? That feels like the most expensive option. I need to lock in my flyer design and designer. That's been an unexpected headache because that's a thing that you need other people to help you with. At least I do. And I will not use AI for this. And I need to make an announcement. I have about 11,000 followers on Instagram. And I don't know, some of them live in Boston. So I hope they come out to shows, which is the last thing I have to do is figure out how many fans I already have in Boston. That is where the tour is at the moment. Over the next couple weeks, I hope to figure out all the things on my to-do list. I hope to book at least a couple more shows and figure out how many fans I already have in Boston. If you happen to be watching this and you live in Boston or Salem or Cambridge or whatever, let me know. But right now, it's about a little after midnight. So I'm going to go get high and watch Futurama. Have a good night, guys.